Flirty vs friendly. The subtle differences that can save you the embarrassment. 1. Eye contact. Friendly. They look you in the eyes and keep eye contact during the conversation. They may look away from time to time, but they will give you the respect and courtesy to stay attentive while you are talking. Flirty. They look longer and with greater intensity, as if they are really trying to speak to you telepathically with just their gaze. There is an unironic intensity in the eye contact. Instead of a nod, the person might lean towards you instead. 2. Their questions. Friendly. They don't really care about any specific thing, but they want to be friendly by engaging with you and making you lead the conversation. They can ask casual questions. What brings you here? How are you? What are you into? And more. Flirty. The main difference in flirty questions is the agenda. There seems to be a direction to the conversation, and they've been dictating the direction with each question. They eventually get into more personal questions such as your love life and sex life. 3. Teasing. Friendly. Friendly banter is just part of everyday life, especially if you're a girl with guy friends. Friends turn each other into the butts of their jokes all the time, so a few light, and sometimes heavy, jokes don't necessarily mean that they like you. Flirty. They seem to go overboard with their teasing, and even your friends or the other people in your friend group get that feeling. You are the target of their jokes much more often than anyone else, but they don't like it when other people start to tease you. 4. Attention. Friendly. It's normal for friends to pay attention to each other, and this includes giving each other eye contact during conversations, replying to each other's messages, and asking each other about their days and how things are doing. Flirty. Attention can go from friendly to flirty if they simply up the ante, and they start becoming attentive in a way that may seem unnatural. For example, if they remember special dates that you might have mentioned to them, or they surprise you with something you like such as food or movie tickets. If they like you, they make more of an effort to impress you with their attention. Quiz. Does he like me? Every woman has asked this question at least once about a guy. 15 surprising signs they're into you. 1. Exchange eye contact. If your glances are met with their glances and your eyes lock on a regular basis, two things could be true. You've got something on your face and they don't know how to tell you, or, and this is probably more likely, they like you. If you've got low self-esteem or you've been burned before, it might be hard to imagine that someone is interested in you. But if you find yourself making eye contact on the regular, smiling, exchanging glances, and even getting a little embarrassed by how many times you've looked at one another, they are probably into you as much as you are into them. Of course, you don't want to stare at them to see if they look back. 2. Casual touches. Sitting near one another or passing in the hallway, you'll experience casual touches. You might find that they place their hand on your shoulder or gently touch your hand. People don't do that for just any reason. They do that so they don't have to say that they like you. If they are making an effort to come into contact with you, chances are that they are excited to be around you and want to be closer to you. 3. They're acting weird. Are they acting weirdly around you? Maybe they stumble over their words, become tense or nervous, or even pull away suddenly and unexpectedly. They'll probably tell some awkward jokes. These are actually counterintuitive signs that someone likes you. Weird behavior like this when you like someone is actually more common in men than women. This is because male and female brains are biologically different. For instance, the limbic system is the emotional processing center of the brain, and it's much larger in the female brain than in a man's. That's why women are more in touch with their emotions. And why guys can struggle to process and understand their feelings. The result can be some pretty weird behavior, in your eyes. 4. They are using the same body language and words as you. If it suddenly feels like you are looking in a mirror when you are talking to someone, there's a good chance they are not doing that on purpose. When people like and connect with one another, they subconsciously start to act like them. Sitting in the same position, taking on the same posture, and even quickly adopting the same language and word usage. All of these mirroring acts mean that the person you are talking to likes you. It doesn't always mean they like you romantically, of course, but it could be, especially if they are too afraid of rejection to admit it. If they see themselves in your actions, it could be for real. This is actually rooted in the brain's mirror neuron system. This network of the brain is the social glue that binds people together. A greater level of activation of the mirror neuron system is associated with liking and cooperation. 5. They point their feet toward yours. One of the strangest ways to tell someone likes you is if you look at their feet and they are pointed in your direction. Even if they are turned to talk to someone else and their attention is occupied, if their feet are in your direction, you might have a crush on your hands. Again, our bodies like to give us subtle ways of letting us know that we like someone. 6. He feels appreciated. For a man, feeling appreciated is often what separates like from love. Don't get me wrong. Guys love strength and independence in a woman. But he still wants to feel wanted and useful, not dispensable. This is because men have a built-in desire for something greater that goes beyond love or sex. It's why men who seemingly have the perfect girlfriend are still unhappy and find themselves constantly searching for something else, or worst of all, someone else. Simply put, men have a biological drive to feel needed, to feel appreciated, and to provide for the woman he cares about. 7. They laugh at everything you say. Someone who likes you is going to think you are the funniest person on the planet, even if you are not. So if you are wondering if your crush likes you back, just tell a lame joke and see how they react. Our sense of trying to make people feel important and acknowledged when we like them is so high that we will go out of our way to make ourselves look silly, aka laughing when we shouldn't be, so that the other person is raised up. Love is a tricky thing, isn't it? 8. They are obviously trying to stand next to you. Whether the room is crowded or you are the only two at the bar, they make a point of standing next to you or sitting next to you. It might be obvious that they want to be near you, especially if they actually push someone or try to move someone quickly so they can snag the seat next to yours. We see this in romantic comedy movies when the man is enamored with a woman and can't seem to find his footing as he tries to squeeze into the last seat on that side of the table. 9. They remember the weirdest things. If they show up with a present or a token of appreciation to commemorate a particular time or date or event, you better believe you are important to this person. When someone likes you, they can't help but absorb all of the things that might seem unimportant to you. If you mentioned your dog's birthday as next week, your crush might show up with a treat for your dog. Or at least, text you to say happy birthday to your dog. Weird, no? Perhaps. But it's a surefire way to tell if someone is into you. 10. They blush. If you enter a room and find your crush blushing or trying to turn away so that you can't see them blushing, you can go ahead and count your chickens on that one. They are into you for sure if their body is having a physiological reaction to your entrance. You might even find that you are having the same reaction. Men and women blush, and it's something we can't really control. When we receive an unexpected compliment, we can't help but get a pink tinge on our face from embarrassment. So if you find that they blush around you, it's a great sign that they like you. However, it's important to figure out if they blush easily around other people as well. Isn't love grand? 11. They're chatting to you constantly on social media. When we're on social media, it's our free time, so we can literally do whatever we want. So if they're using that time to respond to you and properly chat with you, it's a sign that they want to spend that time with you. However, what you need to keep in mind is whether they are just giving you one-word answers, or they're taking their time to respond to you. Perhaps they're just being polite by responding. But if their responses are thoughtful, that's a good sign that they like you. 12. They're drunk dialing you. You've probably heard the saying, a drunk person's words are a sober person's thoughts. Alcohol makes you honest with your emotions. So if they're calling you or texting you when they're drunk, it's a great sign that they like you. If it becomes common, then they are definitely into you and you might want to ask them out. 13. Friends make an effort to leave you two alone. This is a big one and a fairly obvious one at that. If their friends leave when you come around or make it obvious that they want to leave you two alone, there's a fair chance that they know how their friend feels about you. Leaving you two alone is a way to help out their friend. 14. They're asking personal questions. These aren't the normal, getting to know you questions. These are questions that really try to get to know you for who you are. The questions might even have an emotional bent to them. For example, instead of asking what your job is, they'll ask you what motivates you to do what you do. It will be questions that you're not really used to. After all, they want to get to know deeply because they're intrigued about you and they like you. 15. They say the right things. When they're close and paying attention to you, reading the menu aloud sounds sexy. Pay attention to how they express themselves and how they talk to you. If they are saying all the right things, it could be a match made in heaven. If not, at least you'll have fun finding out. You might find that shy people. Don't discount the shy people. Also, say all the right things, but it takes a little longer for them to feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings. Be patient. If your crush is known for keeping to themselves but they are inching their way across the bar 1 foot at a time, you might be in for a relationship after all.